Hi, everybody. Welcome to Akashic Adventures. I'm Linda de Gonzalez, and I'm joined by Diana Boles this week. Viviane will be here shortly, I hope. Welcome. I want to say hi to a few people before we start our adventures this week. You can start putting your questions in now, and I will do my best to catch up. Welcome to Kim B, to Nivra, who gets this week's gold star for being the first one in. And Kim, thank you for being here, you guys. S. Steele, thanks for joining us today. Hi, Venus. Hi, CJ. Yeah, she got a juice box and a cookie. That's right. And she got a hug, too.
Hi.
It is a better deal than the star. Diane G, the best mod in the universe. Thank you for being here. Could not do this without you. Um, and um, and let's see who else. Emily's here. Donna Marie. Hi, Donna Marie. Rossi. Hi. Hi, Rossi. It's good to see you. Dakota Celt. Annette Bernier. Hi, Annette. Eternal Light is here. And yes, Wanda's here flapping away. Okay, Kim, I have your question. And S. Steele, I have your question as well. We're going to take 8 questions today. And CJ, just a heads up. Yeah, we're going to take 8 questions. And
Just
I have,
in case Viviane doesn't make it,
yeah.
she could be, stuck in that loop of internet issues because we had major solar flares during a level 3 geomagnetic storm.
Donna Marie says, usually you fill up your questions before I can get in. Yeah, I know. Oh, there's Viviane. Oh, good.
There she is.
There
Hi
she is.
everyone. I
Make it.
apologize for being a few minutes
Oh,
late.
that's fine. I'm just really glad I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you.
We,
I had
we were afraid that something bad had happened and that you wouldn't be able to make it at
no.
all. But
It
I'm
wasn't a
glad.
great day, but I was actually there was a contractor in the house, and I was outside. And anyway, so that's why.
Ah,
Thank you.
they like to talk. Isn't that something?
Thank you.
Nancy Ray, I've got your question. Um, Venus says her question is at the top 501. Hold on for a second because I totally missed that. Just give me a minute here, Venus, while I find it. See, this is where I miss having Nightbot because Nightbot doesn't miss the questions. Well, as long as you type !join. I see Venus at 10-2. I see Venus saying hello. I see Venus. Sorry. Here we go. Past life reading. Oh, I see. Okay. And I have a question from Emily at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're at 6 now. Got yours, Emily. And I believe CJ had a question that we owe her from last week.
I just got one from Burner Girl, and Dakota.
Yeah, got those. So
Nancy
we've got.
Ray. So we have 9 questions already. So no
Oh, we've
problem.
got CJ's questions. Yeah, we've got CJ's question. We've got 10 questions now. So questions are closed, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, Emily, we have your question. And ST. Okay, I'm going to read the roll call. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
just so. All right. We have Kim. We have ST. Wait, am I at the top of the list here? Yes, I am. We have Kim, we have S. Steele, we have CJ, Amanda Carroll, Venus, Emily Lawrence Bradley, Bernie Girl, Dakota Kelt, Nancy Ray, and Stephanie. So that's our, what is this? So that's our list for the week, for today's show, for this week. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
well, okay, I can't speak. I may have to get up and move Wanda to her back to her house if she
Oh,
if she
Wanda.
but she seems to be fine right now. But it is
Mm-hmm.
springtime and she is quite hormonal, and so okay. All right. Let's start with the Akashic Records prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everyone, 3 deep breaths. Y'all know the drill. In through your nose, hold it for a few beats, and out through your mouth. Let your shoulders drop. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us, and we call forth all of our angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic Records masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We open ourselves to the light, and with this light, we open ourselves to our truth. And with this light, we open ourselves to our soul's purpose. And with this light, we open ourselves to be guided towards our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And so, this group, consisting of the people here now, those who will join us later, and those who will watch the replay, are given the truth to best serve them on their healing journey into the love and acceptance that is most beneficial for them in this moment. And I'll read that silently. And with this light and guidance, we unlock the energy fields of this group to receive the records of their souls.
Wonderful.
Okay. So Kim is the first question, but you know what? I'm going to I read for Kim a lot, and so I
Okay.
think it would be beneficial for Kim if Diana read for her this time. Is that okay with you, Diana?
Sure. Hi, Kim. Appreciate any information on a past life the masters will share for my highest good and growth. Okay. They're showing me a healing that's about to take place. That in the past you had a life where you were not able to pursue what it is your dream was. In fact, there were 2 lives where that happened. Not that you were totally unhappy with your life, it's just it could have been richer if I had been able to fill in the blank. Now, the healing of that is to take something and create a ceremony, a rhythm that you make your wish and you release the balloon. You make the wish, you drop the coin in the fountain, but you can't just stand there like releasing the balloon or lighting the candle. You have to blow it out, or making that wish in a well. You still have to go out there and manifest and make it happen for you. These are times that are every day a new normal. But in this new normal, you are going to create the ability. Your inner calling is your real career. And that manifestation will come your way if you make the wish and do the work. What's the work, you might ask? You'll find that in the shadows, the ones that follow us for an eternity. They never go away. We just learn to live cooperatively with it. I hope that helped.
Okay. I hope thank you. Oh, okay, there she is.
Sorry about that. I had to bring Wanda back because she was starting to get a little,
Okay.
a little rangy tangy here. So thank you very much. Thank you, Kim, and thank you very much, Diana. And we'll go on to S. Who? Uh, Wait, no, you know what? CJ, I forgot. CJ, you were supposed to be first. Viviane, could you take
Sure.
CJ's question, please?
Sure. And I love that picture, CJ, of the two
Yeah,
kitties.
isn't it nice?
Yeah, very cute. Are there supposed to be new kittens in current life? And what is their purpose? Oh, you have two kittens, you want more kittens? Kittens can never have too many kittens. Oh, I was just looking for something here. Okay. Okay, CJ. I see an orange kitten as I'm focusing on this question, CJ. Very cute. It's walking towards me. It looks like it's 3 months old.
She says those fur babies have passed.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. And now I see one more walking behind this orange kitten, and it looks like it's white and black. Looks like one of the cats in the picture. Yeah, black and white. See what they will say. Okay. They say to you. And I heard that their purpose is to bring you joy. Um, and I have a couple questions here to see. I heard the word adopt. I heard siblings. That it's possibly just two kittens are siblings. heard that the kittens would be the two would be good buddies, and it would be great companionship. Help you. They will help you be present. And bring love and harmony to your house. That's what I heard, CJ. So I hope that helps. It was a little bit slow in the beginning because I saw the kittens, but I took it a little longer to get the message. But I hope it helps, CJ. Thank you for your question.
Thanks, Viviane, and thank you,
Mhm.
CJ. I hope that helps too. Okay. So S. Steele wants to know anything about her past lives. She hasn't had a past life reading. She doesn't know anything about them. Okay. Or I'm sorry, I'm presuming they don't know anything about them. Um, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a life that is relevant to your present life. So I mean, we say for entertainment purposes only, but um, even though these past life readings can be really entertaining and interesting, that's not their purpose. Their purpose is to teach us something to help us on our path today. So, so that's what I'm going to look for is a life where there's something that will be useful to you now. I just want to be clear about this, that I'm not gonna look for the wildest life you ever lived, or where you were, Cleopatra or something like some. Nobody was Cleopatra, okay? Nobody. I'm just telling you all right now. Mm. Oh yeah, we all need help on the path, girl. So just to share with you what I'm experiencing as a reader, it's like a bunch of little YouTube thumbnails. uh, Going around in a kind of a spiral, and some of them are lighting up for me. And those are the ones that I can pick from. I mean, I'm free to pick the other ones, but those are the ones that I specifically asked for a life with a message. Okay, let's pick that one. Okay. Because you're not someone who's had thousands of incarnations, because if you were, you wouldn't be in the physical anymore. But you have had maybe 70, 80, something like that. You're not like an old soul who's had 100 or more, but you're not like brand new to the world of incarnation either. Oh, and if you were brand new, you would never be sent to planet Earth. At least that's my understanding. I could be wrong. Wow. So oh, this is so familiar to me because I lived in the North for a long, long time. Um, this is you're a child who's riding on the back of a
Mhm.
camel, which is a dog sled. Okay, It's a vast plain of snow. There's little outcroppings of rock here and there, but snow as far as the eye can see, and this wonderful magical light. Like, I cannot tell you how beautiful the light is in the north, the daylight, not even the northern lights, but just the light bouncing between the snow and the sky. It's incredible. Okay, so you're maybe 3, 4, 5 years old, like just out of toddlerhood, and you're still pretty useless in the community, like as a you're still dependent. You're still someone that needs looking after. So you're riding on the back of the dog sled, and your father is running along the dogs beside you, and there is the sled is piled up with the belongings, the family's belongings, and you're following the herd of caribou. There are more kamutiks behind you, from the rest of the people in the group. Um, your mother is back there somewhere with the other children, but you get to ride at the front with your dad. You're real proud of yourself. That's something that's just like, I'm here with my dad, and he's leading this group, and I'm here with him, and I'm basically the king of my universe, or the queen of my. Oh, you're a little boy in that life. Okay, so you're the king of your universe in that life. It's a beautiful moment because you're just so proud of yourself and just all snug and wrapped up in furs and happy to be there. And you're following that herd of caribou. This is the Canadian Arctic. This is not Alaska. There's no trees. This is like Baffin Island, or the Central Arctic, like north of Baker Lake and Rankin Inlet, around in there. There's a lot of rocks, though, so I'm thinking it's like northern Quebec or Baffin Island. It might actually, you know what? It might actually even be Greenland. Never mind the geography. So that life required the use of every single resource at your disposal. Every hide was skinned and tanned. Every animal was skinned, and their hides were tanned and worked to make clothing. All of the clothing was made from caribou and polar bear and seal. And every single bit of the resources available were put to use for survival. There was nothing that was not, there was nothing that, I mean, nothing was not eaten or used, okay? There was no part of the animal that was yuck. Everything found a use and found a place in the economy, the household economy of these people. And there was no really clear delineation. Well, there kind of was a clear delineation of tasks, but women were hunting along with the men. And kids needed looking after. Men did that too. And the cooking and the cutting meat, and most of it was eaten raw. There was a lot of boiled food too. But the lesson for you from that lifetime is that you have vast resources at your disposal. unimaginably vast resources from the perspective of that little 5-year-old boy on the back of the dog sled. And perhaps, oh, perhaps you need to look at your resources with a new perspective. That's the message. Sorry, that was really long-winded even for me. I was having too good of time looking at the Arctic. I loved so much. Sorry about that, you guys. But yeah, I hope that helps. S. Steele, it's certainly a really powerful. Well, you were indigenous, and that I see what she says. Hang on for a second. I still use what's around me to make clothes and earrings. I wonder if I might. Well, yeah, you were Inuit. This was an Inuit family, an Inuit village group, or extended family, I guess I should say. So yeah, you were no white people driving dog sleds, 200 years ago in the Arctic. Believe me. Well, they were explorers, but they don't count. They didn't survive. So yeah, these were Inuit. Um, so I I'm not sure, other than the very clear message. Like, you'll have to take it and process it for yourself, but the message is very clear that it's to assess your resources and make use of them. Yes, yes, that's right. Kim says she lived in Alaska for 13 years. The Inuit and Athabascan natives still lives. Their villages are only accessible by air. Yeah, that's right. That's the truth for nearly the whole Arctic, is that the villages are accessible by air or water, which is like 2 months in the summer. So yeah, or 3 months, whatever.
It's definitely a place of stronger community, because when you get the community, you rely on each other. There's
Yep.
assistance. There's a union that it's like, I killed a polar bear. Let's all eat.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's normal with indigenous anyway, but up there, it's even more important.
Yeah. So if there's food, everybody eats. If there's no food, nobody. Well, the little kids eat, but if it's all or none. It's very much a deeply, deeply intertwined way of living. It's quite beautiful, and it's also equally harsh. But yeah, I mean, I hope that gives you some insight and some help in some perspective on whatever it is that you're facing right now. Um, so Diana, I have
Yep.
a question for you from Amanda Carroll.
Hi, Amanda. How are you? Nice hat. I would love to know about past connections with my friend Dante. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Well, you've had a couple of lives with him. They're jumping back and forth. One, they're showing me where you were little kids, brother and sister. You were the sister. He was the brother. He was a prankster. He was younger than you. Um, they're showing me, it looks like you're maybe 3 years older than him, 4 years older than him. Anyways, he's a little kid, about 3 or 4 years old, and it's your birthday. And this is on the prairie, and Mama's going to make you some kind of a cake, and he's helping. And he falls into the cake. It's out of the oven, and he's helping put the frosting on it, and he trips trying to get it to you. And he cries, but everything's hunky-dory, of course, in the end. But it's kind of playing out like Anna Green Gables there, you know. You remain best friends. He's your little brother, and you just go through life relying on each other. And it was simpler times than we have in these days. It's prairie times, but it's the early days of the prairies. So consider it, you know, earlier 1800s, pre-Civil War by all means. Okay, now, in this other life, you are both, you're tribal, and this looks to be the Serengeti. I see giraffes. Lions. So you are living in a small tribal village. Again, we're going to talk about reliance, assistance, needing each other. Pulling together as a village. It seemed there was a better way of handling disputes between neighbors because there was a certain reliance. And this hard to put a date on this or see a date, but maybe the 1400s. And it wasn't quite as it was rugged, but the heat was intense, but it wasn't like it is today. It was at a time when the earth still had its own protective coating on it. And they're showing the paintbrush slapping varnish on, meaning it was a very long time ago when nature had its own way of protecting. You were great friends. You helped each other with your kids and all of the tribal rituals. You're both women in this one. Now, in the life that you had, you became very ill. Something had bitten you. And caused this great infection. Kandanda. That is, I think that's Dante's name, is Kandanda, and you're telling her to please take care of your children because you know you're not going to make it. And of course, the tribe agrees. The shaman heard you say that, There was witness. There was no argument anyway, because everybody knew what good friends you were. And it takes a village, so everybody is in anyway, but your children come to live with you. Go to live with Kandanda. Kandanda. Perhaps you should look that name up, because it's rare that I get a name. And now they're stepping back and putting your book on the glass case, which I didn't even see them take out. So I hope that helped.
Thanks.
Kandanda.
Thanks, Diana. I think so, because she says that she got chills when you said Kandanda. So
Okay. I'm good.
so
I've got to look it up. I got to know.
so something's echoing there. Thanks for your question, Amanda Carroll. Questions are closed right now. I'm sorry, they usually close within 5 minutes of the show starting. So because we take a limited number every week, because we can't be here like for 6 hours. So yeah, questions were closed within well, they almost always are closed within 5 minutes of the show start. So you got to get here early. Yeah, thank you, Diana, if I didn't already say that. And thank you, Amanda Carroll. Don't forget to hit the like button. Please subscribe to our channels. It helps our channels grow, and makes it kind of makes it worthwhile what we're doing, because
Yeah.
if people aren't watching, why would we do this?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like the sound of my own voice, so maybe I do it anyway, but um, so for Viviane, I have a question, another animal question. I didn't plan this. Okay, Viviane, honest.
Sure, that's good. Um, Hi, Rox. Oh, Venus. I love that the picture too. And you asking, may I have a past life reading of me and my dog Roxy when she was in human form? Thank you. Mm.
Closest I can get to Kandanda is Condon, which is this is in today's world, of course, is primarily used as a surname, and it means wise man with dark hair. Let me try to get a little more ethnic with it.
This should be good.
Yeah, they're showing me two girls walking, and they look like it could be schoolmates. Yeah, they're wearing a uniform, like a type of a pleated skirt. I saw the word friends. I see a notebook there. Yeah, like you're doing homework together, helping each other with homework, or like you took classes together. I'm trying to get more. And I'm getting something like they're not showing me this, but I'm getting that you both were great friends, but one of you had to move, and that was sad, or else it would have been, like we just loved each other's company. It was a beautiful friendship, but one of you had to move away, and that was unfortunate. That's what I'm getting, Venus. So I hope that helps. That's an interesting question, because you talk about when your dog was in human form. So thank you for your question. I hope that helps you.
Thanks, Viviane, and thank you, Venus. That was a really interesting question. Now we're back to me, and hang on, Emily Lawrence Bradley, who wants to have a message about the writing project I stopped working on. Is it worth continuing? Would love any other insight. Okay. Emily, okay, this is just from me. This is not any sort of spiritual guidance. I'll get to that in a minute. But any project is worth continuing, any writing project, because even if it doesn't get published, it was practice for you as a writer. It was development for you as a writer. It was important for you to do because you had something to say, to get it out of you. So like as a spiritual exercise to get it out of yourself and onto paper, it has value. Okay. So it's a valuable thing to do, even if nobody else ever reads it. But let's go in and find out what the masters have to say about it. Yes, this was a valuable exercise where you learned a lot about yourself. Continue it. Think of it as a journal rather than a book. Journal your characters, journal their daily lives. Record everything that you see and hear and have them act it out. They have life within you. Put that life onto paper. It will help you. When you feel it's finished, have someone professional look it over. A professional editor, or maybe not a fellow writer, but an editor who can be more detached, and get their opinion. That will help you too. Write it without expectation. Write it because it needs to come out of you. Write it because the characters are in your head screaming for life. Screaming to be let free. That's a hell of an image. Yeah, that's the message, Emily. I hope that helps. I mean, I'm stuck on the image of characters in your head screaming to be given life on the page. That's going to stay with me for a while. I want to say hi to a few people who've joined us. There's Pierrette. Here's I Am Lulu. Bobby Fierro, Wild Raven Tarot. And Truth Wave Energy Meditation. No, Linda is not oil painter. Diana is oil painter. That's Diana. Oops, sorry. Over there. Over there. There's Diana. Yeah. And hold on for a second here. I just want to go back up a little bit. And Sol Curialt is here. I'm sorry. I know I butchered your name. And I apologize for that. I just don't know how to pronounce it. So I'm sounding it out. And oh, look, Tarot Ass Backwards is here. And Garnet. And yeah, wow. We've got quite a crowd here today. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to all 3 of our channels. We really appreciate it. And thank you all for being here. And there's lots of advice and encouraging words for lots of love for Emily. I'm really happy to see that. To encourage her on her project. Hold on for a second here while I clear out some of these questions. And Diana, here's a question for you from Bernie Girl. Hi, Bernie Girl. Welcome.
Okay. Hi, Bernie Girl. What do you see in the Akashic Records for my gifts in this life? You carry with you this innate ability to take on responsibility. Though this is a gift, it's also a curse because you do it too much. You already have enough work on your plate. But that doesn't mean that you have to give up assistance. Okay. So they're handing me a gift box, and it is like, it's square, but it is like, it's inside you're going to find an upside down cake or a top hat or something else. And what they're saying is this is sometimes the best gift you can get is figure it out yourself to others. Now that is no reflection on what your gifts really are, because what you have is an ability to read a situation, to use your psychic skills, of which you have many. And sometimes you know how desperately people want help, but they have forgotten that help comes when you help yourself to begin with. What they're really looking for you to do is take the load for them. But that's not what your gift is about. Your gift is about teaching. The old adage, give them roots and give them wings. And we're not just talking about children. This is in friendship as well. And you do feel taken advantage of from time to time. This is a cycle you need to break. Exchange of energy should be always the final result. You use their gifts. They use your gifts. You receive from their gifts in return. If that exchange isn't there, then you need to step back a little bit. They're saying, I know this sounds like a scolding. We're not scolding you. We just don't want you to be hurting. You should start doing free writing. If you're not already doing it, they're showing me a hand and a book and a pen, and write down the things that come into your mind. You have, you know where the ley lines are. Your energy picks up on those. You understand how to get to the heart of things. You have wisdom that is the healer's wisdom. And so it needs to be a suggestion when you're trying to help someone, so that it isn't you carrying the burden for them. They are foreseeing some sort of a trap if you're not careful. Not a trap. That's not a good word. What's a better word? Guys, come on. Yeah, it's you get hooked because you do like to help. So there has to be a balance. So something in your life is going on right now that is making you feel like a loss of your own power because you're taking on too much for somebody else. And free writing is important. And a pendulum, if you don't already have a pendulum, to get a pendulum and begin dowsing. That will help you understand where you should draw the line. Oh, ha ha ha, play on words. Because it will also help you walk your ley lines. And now they're stepping back. They're very firm about that. You must sense that you already can do that. You must be able to feel that energy out there when you walk outside. That that drawn to take a certain path when you are walking aimlessly. And that is the same thing, like if you go and do free writing, it's aimless, but it's really not, because when you go back and decipher what you've put down on paper, you'll understand. I hope you saw. I hope that helps. Sorry. Oh, where'd this go?
Dakota Celt says, tip on pendulums, let it speak to you, and you don't necessarily need to take the prettiest one. Oh, yes, you do. Oh, yes, you need to take the one that's calling you, okay?
Yeah.
Well,
and so you'll think that's the prettiest one. Someone else might look at that and go, ugh. But you need to take the one that goes, oh, I have to have this one. So
well, I'll tell you what. I have so many pendulums, and as many of the stones that I'm drawn to as stones, not as pendulums. When I got this opalite, oh my gosh, that made all the difference. So pick them up, hold them, feel them, make sure
Yeah.
that the energy connects with you.
Yeah.
Even if they're in a package and you can't break the package open, you can still get the energy from the stone through it.
She says, thank you so much. She does feel it. She says she's been doing so much.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
perfect.
Are you feeling stressed? That's important. They were important about that. They didn't want you to think you were being scolded. They just don't want you to be taken advantage of. So if you're feeling like you're overburdened,
You always follow your heart. You always follow your heart.
well, yeah, because
Yeah.
this is connected to this, but these want too much chocolate all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. This is follow your heart. Follow your heart. Okay. Yes, onward and upward. And this is for Viviane. Viviane has a question from Dakota Celt.
Hi, Dakota Celt. May I have a past life reading regarding a connection I have with my late fiance Keith? We always connected, and he died in 1989. I'm sorry for your loss. And let me see what.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, let's see what the masters say about that. Okay, past life connection with Keith. Okay.
Yeah, Kim, have to touch it.
I see a couple holding hands, Dakota, and I'm waiting for more. So you were a couple in a past life. Now I see two kids with you too. A boy and a girl. Those are your kids. Damn. I'm trying to make sense of whatever else I'm seeing here. Okay, now I see you around the dining table now. You both, you and you know the couple and the kids. Now there is a cake in the middle of the table, so it's a celebration. And then I heard wedding anniversary. Okay, I thought it was going to be a birthday for the kids. You were happy together that the kids were really added to, I know, brought a lot of joy to the both of you. You're very happy. I'm trying to get, where was this? I feel like I'm getting Spain, south of Spain. That's what like um, I saw the word south of Spain, but the area where you were eating, like didn't show me anything. I couldn't really tell where it was, and then I heard south of Spain. And when I saw you both holding hands, you were outside and it was beautiful weather. It was during the day. So yes, I hope that helps you. So yeah, you were together before. Oh, nice. You're fascinated with more Spain. I also I love architecture. Yeah, and I actually saw an article today about Anthony Gaudi.
Gaudi, yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely love that.
Amazing.
Beautiful, amazing work. So that's exciting. Um, so yeah, I hope that helps. Yeah, Dakota. So thank you so much for your question.
Kim says she just had a young squirrel visiting her sitting area by the water. I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Thank you
Look at
so
my
much,
kitty behind me here. She's saying hi.
Viviane. Kitty,
She's my
hello.
co-pilot. She's so sweet. And my other one is sleeping on the side here. Can you see him?
He's
No. You see him.
surrounded by your fur babies.
Yeah,
I'm so
two of them. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
thank you so much, Viviane, and thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Dakota Count. Um,
When
and
you, I have to say this because I snuck in my pendulum. And when you said something about their children,
Mm-hmm.
the pendulum just started going crazy. And
Oh
what I
yeah.
did was start with mine still. And then I always put my elbow on the table
Mm-hmm.
and hold my arm so that it is just my pendulum shaking.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually it was going round and round because I was saying, is Keith around her? She said, yes. And then when you were talking about little kids, it just started going crazy all by
Wow, that's
itself.
cool.
Just thought you'd like that little info.
Mm-hmm.
thanks, Diana. Um, okay, so for me, I have a question from Nancy Ray. Hi, Nancy Ray. Are you still here? Yeah, the children were a really important part of that reading. Yeah. Oh, good. You're still here. Good. I thought yeah, good. Okay. A past life in a very ancient civilization and where? Well, how ancient do you want to go? Because because I see lifetimes in what we would call the Neolithic. I see 2 or 3 lifetimes there. This is prior to the invention of agriculture. Not the invention, but the development of agriculture. These people are hunter-gatherers. They live in caves in somewhere that's by the ocean. So I'm thinking Mediterranean, like Spain, or potentially Italy. But the whole area feels Mediterranean to me. Um, you spend part of the year. Okay, or all right. So you're semi-nomadic. Um, you have a home cave by the ocean, and that's where you spend the winters because the winters are rainy and the summers are hot and hot and sunny and really gorgeous. But the winters are rainy and kind of long, and so that's where you spend your winters. During the summer, you um, you hunt, you get all the berries you can, you pound the berries and dry them in the sunlight and save them for your winter food. You hang and dry fish. There is a river um, in the fall. I guess the fall. There is a river that has there's a whole run of fish. I don't know, maybe salmon or something in the fall, and you go and but this isn't North America. This is Mediterranean, so maybe they're not salmon, or maybe there used to be. I don't know. Whatever. There's some fish that go up that river in the fall, and they are really plentiful, and so you catch them with nets and split them and hang them on racks over fires, smoky fires to dry, and then string them up with sinew, and that's part of your winter. Basically your whole lives um, are spent getting food that you're going to need later. Eating the food that you have and saving what you can find of it, saving it for later. Um, so your lives revolve around food and traveling to where the food is and preparing it and smoking it, or drying it or whatever you have to do to save it for the future. except in the wintertime. In the wintertime, it's dark and it's rainy and there's not much you can do. And so your time is spent around the fire in the cave, telling stories and carving. Oh, carving bones. I see someone carving a bone flute and playing music on it. And while someone else is telling stories, there's the occasional encounter with someone from another group that's not very far away. There's intermarriage between those two groups. In that lifetime, I see you. I see you as about a teenage girl. Okay, so you're maybe 18 or something. You've got a kid on your hip, like you're just hauling a kid on your hip, and you're, as far as they're concerned, you're a fully grown adult and a member, like an adult member of the community. Yeah, it's a really hard life because there's no. They have first aid. Like they're pretty good at setting bones. Um, they have a really extensive knowledge of the healing herbs around them, and there is a woman in that group who is sort of the keeper of that knowledge. She's the midwife. She delivers babies, and she mixes leaves and flowers of plants that I don't recognize. Okay. uh, she pounds them and mixes them with fat, uh, and that's used for healing. Um, they boil up leaves and roots for teas, and so they have a knowledge of healing, but most of the healing is done by a shaman, using shamanic methods of healing. But they do have herbs and poultices and that kind of thing. Um, they're very good at healing superficial kinds of wounds, but if it's like a deep wound, then there's usually not much they can do because they don't have the means of cleaning it out and keeping it all of that. They don't have antibiotics. They don't have any of that. All they can do is pray and hope that your body can fight it off and give you teas to help you, but it's not really very effective. I mean, it works sometimes, okay? Sometimes people recover, but my wild ass guess is that it's less than half the time. But yeah, it was a really hard working life, but deeply satisfying on a lot of levels, and a very, very close knit community. Um, very supportive, unless you crossed somebody, and then watch out for the knife in your back. Um, so yeah, your own life was pretty uneventful. You lived to a ripe old age. Well, 40. uh, which before there was civilization, or before there was civilized, this was a civilization. Before there was agriculture, that was pretty old, because people could die from tooth abscesses, right? So yeah, no, there were some uh, painkillers. There were some mushrooms, and they had alcohol. I think alcohol was probably the first thing we invented. Bread and beer. So yeah, um, but distilled spirits didn't come into existence until like the 1400s through alchemy, as a matter of fact, because there weren't any stills before that. Distilled, right? Um, Before that, it was all fermentation. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've got for you, Nancy Ray. I mean, I hope that's helpful. Um, that was certainly a real interesting insight into that whole little tiny part of yeah. That was my guess is that that was 20,000 years ago. 15, 20,000 years ago, before agriculture. These people didn't have fields and they didn't have any animals to look after. They followed the animals. They followed the fish. They followed the deer. They followed this, like a cow thing looked like. I don't know. And that's how they lived. They were well fed. They were well fed, and they had the occasional, sort of accidents like breaking their legs and stuff like that. But it was a pretty nice life. Very, very, very harsh, but a pretty nice life, all the same. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get out of there and come back. Okay. Thanks, Nancy Ray. I appreciate that you asked that question because it was fascinating. And Diana, you get the last question today, and it's from Stephanie.
I would love a reading on a past life. Okay. Bear with me, they're bringing in the books. We're standing in front of a library, but these books do not hold your beginning story. And they want you to see the beginning, to be aware of the beginning. They're showing me a I don't know how to explain it. It's like a crystal point, but it's not a crystal point. It's a spaceship, and it has a pointed cone, and then the other end is not blunt, but certainly much shorter in the triangularity of it, the cone of it. So it's short, and then it comes out, and then a long point down. This is a starseed projectile, meaning you're a hybrid. Where is this from? I can't get where it's from, but it is taking us to Lemuria. This is where your hybrid beginning is from. And on Lemuria, they are showing that you had a life as a female. You were a statesperson, a major intellect, leadership quality about you. Continued to make sure that all understood the connection between authority and the higher source, and how each individual must have responsibility of their own to keep that connection for the highest good for all has to come from a higher being. Call it what you will, creator, source, which is one mind connected with one heart. It is the understanding of telepathy, kinetic energy, what we think of as the metaphysical world. Well, metaphysical. You have a physical body, and the meta is up there. If you don't connect the two, you fall apart. Even if you connect the two, there are issues because this is a body that has limited breaths, as Buddha would say. You never know when you're going to take that last one. But you do know when it's your last. And people understood what you had to say because the authority is within our own selves. It is a quality that you carry with you today. Your belief in fair, firm, and impartial when need to be. The person has the right to decide for himself, herself. And of course, I'm seeing this beautiful waterfall that they always show me in Lemuria. There must have been many. There must have been many. But this is where you got your beginning and why you have repeated time spent on the planet Earth.
Stephanie says it sounds a lot like her beliefs in this life too.
Okay, that's good. It definitely has. Definitely. I mean, that Lemurian scene is so vibrant. And this gathering in front of you, this is not Greek times, this is not Roman times, but it is that amphitheater appearance to it with the waterfall behind you and beautiful flowers growing everywhere, and everybody understanding this freedom. And it is what drives you today, and why people still trust your judgment, perhaps even more than they trust their own on so many things. So I hope that has helped you.
Thanks, Diana. And thank you, Stephanie.
Lisa Boles, there she is, my long lost cousin from my husband's side of the family. Just kidding. I know we're not a relation.
Really? It's an unusual name. So
I don't know. It's in German. It means tree trunk. It's the bole,
the bowl
boles.
of the tree. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Okay.
If someone had asked a question, I had seen it, and I think they posted it too late. And so I just want to say, whomever it was that asked, was I connected to crystals in past life? Yes, you where I got that hit the minute my eyes fell on it. I couldn't stop it. And
Mm-hmm.
you, I saw you living in a crystal palace. Um,
Wow.
seriously. So again, this is going to take us off planet to begin with. Kind of like Superman,
Mm-hmm.
the
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right. You see it? You see
Yeah,
it?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's
And
I have no idea what planet it is. I have no idea where it is. Don't I don't know enough about like the
well,
Pleiadians and
isn't
all
the
the rest
planet
of them.
Krypton? His planet is Krypton, but I don't.
Yeah,
So I
his planet is Krypton, but I don't think that's who.
no,
Uh,
I which planet this is, I don't know, or which planet would have this kind of structure for daily life. I don't know. That I don't know. Maybe I can find that in a dream too.
Mm.
okay, wow. So lots of interesting stories today. I'm so glad all of you were able to join us. Thank you for being here. We're
Yes.
before we close, I'd like to ask Diana if she will give us one of her fabulous clearings,
Mm-hmm.
and and then we can
Sure
say
will.
the closing prayer.
I sure will. Okay, so let's end as we began with the three deep breaths. Please place us in a steady stream of divine white light, the white light of divine guidance and divine grace. Michael, wrap your blue bubble of protection around us that shrinks to fit as we step into the healing teal green orb of Raphael that floats and shares and spreads and transfers. The divine white light, the white light of divine guidance and divine grace. And I ask for a little extra protection, please, for Mr. Garcia.
Uh,
I'm sure all of our hearts go out to him. So mo it be.
Thank you, Diana.
Oh, that was nice. Thank you so much. He did it too.
Okay, now I'll say the closing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Annie Vera, thank you. Thank you for the swooshing,
Annie.
Annie. I would like to close by thanking the light for the truth. I would like to close by thanking the light for the healing energy. Sorry. And I would like to close by thanking the light for the guidance and compassion towards our soul's purpose. And with this, we lock the records of this group. The records are now closed. Please hit the like button. Big
Mm-hmm.
hugs and love to you all. Thank you for being here. Great. Viviane, what are you doing this week? Almost
Oh
forgot
yes.
for the rundown.
Thank you. Thursday, 11:30 Eastern time and 11:30 a.m. Eastern time and 4:30 p.m. UK time, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. Simulcasting with John Beanie. We are going to be doing healings, clearings, and readings. So I'll love to see you all there. And then next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time, I'll be hosting the next Akashic Adventures, and I'd love to see you all
Yeah.
there too. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. And Diana, what do you, how, oh, you're doing dreams and apparition or dreams and appearances? I can't remember. You say it.
Dreams, visions, and we did call it apparitions, but now appearances because who knows? And so we did do that. So that will be on at 9 o'clock tonight. And then on Thursday, I'm on with Allie and White Dragon. And we're going to
Yeah, nice.
Take out our spaceship knowledge and see what's out there. And then on Thursday in the evening, I'm on with Gerald to do rosemary, 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 rosemary.
I even
The
know where
herb, not Rosemary Clooney,
yeah.
not Rosemary who used to be on the Dick Van Dyke Show. So that's where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks. And this next week is really busy for me. Um, Monday, I am going to be on at 2 o'clock Pacific and 5 o'clock Eastern, sorry, with Gerald and Diana. We're doing self-love, self-worth, and self-acceptance.
When do we
Yeah.
do that? Next week.
Monday at 2.
Oh, Monday
This
at 2.
coming
Oh,
Monday on the 21st. The
oh,
21st. The 21st, write it down. um, and at 5:30 Monday, 8:30 Eastern, with Gerald and Ramon, and we're going to be readings for readers, or read my cards. I have read my cards here, so I'm not exactly sure what that's going to be about, but we generally wing it anyway, so that should be pretty interesting. Tuesday, Akashic Adventures, Viviane's hosting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Thursday, Donna Spanier is going to be on. Oh no, wait! This coming Thursday, Pierrette is going to be on my channel. This coming Thursday,
Ooh.
yeah, yeah. So that should be really, really interesting. Next week, so the 24th, it'll be Donna Spanier, who is a Donna Marie. You know her as Donna Marie. She is a really excellent reader and psychic, so and Akashic Records reader. So she will be on next Thursday, the 24th, and yeah, this coming week, this next week, not like today's only Tuesday. I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, yeah. So that's what's happening in my life. It's going to be
Mm-hmm.
fun. Thank you all for being here. Thank those of you. I want to thank those of you who are watching the replay. Really
Mm-hmm.
appreciate that you come back and take a look
Yes.
at it if you missed it. And
and I hope that whomever asked that crystal question, I can is still in there, but there's been nobody talking about it, so I'm assuming that they didn't stay. But maybe they'll come back. So I hope they come.
Yes.
or come back and ask it next week and get more details, because that's
Yeah.
really interesting. I want to hear more. Okay.
Mhm.
Love you all, everyone. Say goodbye, ladies.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.